Hi there. Today we're going to go over my core program. So the best way to think about core is if you think of your back as being able to move, it can only move in 3 planes, really, right? So in this plane, it can bend forward and bend back, like a crunch or a back extension. This plane, it can lean side to side, like a side plank. This plane, it can turn side to side, like, say, a throwing motion or swinging a bat. And so that's really 6 movements that your back can do. And guess what? There are muscles whose job it is to protect you in all 6. Therefore, any good core program needs to incorporate all 6 movements against resistance. And I say that because a lot of times you'll find that a lot of core programs really heavily emphasize flexion, like the crunch movement, and kind of relatively neglect the others. So all that means is that you're neglecting some of your muscles and it's leaving your back kind of vulnerable unnecessarily. So this is my core program. You can't see it, but I can email this to you, but basically there are 6 exercises here that cover all 6 of those movements, and I'm about to walk you through them. Now, the rules for this are, I'll say start with 5 reps of each exercise. So 5 of these, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, done. And you can do them up to daily. Each day you do them, add 1 rep to each of these. So the first day was 5 of everything. If you did them tomorrow, it'd be 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, and so on, capping at 10. There's no need to add beyond 10. I personally just do 10 reps of each one. And also, if there's an activity like a sport or working in the yard that routinely bothers your back, try running through these right beforehand. Think of it as switching on all the muscles whose job it is to protect you before you go do those things. So check out the following exercises. I run through them here and let me know what you think. So we're going to have you start in a hands and knees position, pretty much like this. I like to turn my hands outward, but it's really personal preference, whichever you prefer. Now the first exercise is just a stretch. So it's not an exercise at all. So all you're going to do is see if you can let your hips sag like this. This is essentially COBRA pose from yoga. And I'm not trying to hold myself up at all. I'm just trying to be kind of dead from the waist down. And this just encourages a little extra extension in the low back. And you can see that this isn't very much, this is more. And by the way, my pain rules for you on all these things are, unless you have severe pain 3 reps in a row, keep going. You can't really hurt yourself with these things. Now, if you do have severe pain 3 reps in a row, don't stop what you're doing. We're going to do a modified version of that thing. So we're going to find a version of it that you can handle without severe pain a lot. So for example, if you can handle this, this is just a 5-second hold at a height you can handle here, just letting yourself sag, and then lower back down. That's rep number 1, that's rep number 2. Now if this is too much stretch or too painful for your back, this is the modified version. So it's the same stretch, just smaller. So I would say just hold this position for 5 seconds and then lower flat and back up, and that would be 2 reps. So that is the COBRA pose. Next one, front plank raise. Hips come up and then slowly lower your hips all the way down to the mat. Tap at the bottom, right back up. And that would be 1 rep right there. Now, let's say if this is too painful for you to do, just getting severe pain each rep, instead of raising from your toes, raise from your knees. So you can see my knees are down, and then a super slow down, relax at the bottom, right back up. So that's the front plank raise. Next one, superhero. 5-second hold at a height you can handle, and then down. Now, if that was too painful to handle, like getting severe pain every 3 reps in a row, try raising just your legs for 5 seconds or just your arms for 5. Usually that'll be a little more comfortable. Next one, side plank raise. So on your forearm, forearm going straight out, stack your feet and hips come up, and then a super slow down all the way, tap at the bottom, right back up. And again, if you get severe pain 3 reps in a row here, the modified version is pull heels behind your butt, raise up from knees, and then a super slow down. Perfect. Next one is bracing. Now bracing is tricky to explain. You won't be able to see what I'm doing, but essentially you're tensing your tummy like you would if someone's gonna punch you. So it's kind of like bearing down. Ladies, if you've had children, it's kind of like pushing in Lamaze. And you're going to do a 10-second hold, holding that brace, while breathing. The breathing is the tricky part, but this will make more sense the more you do it and get easier to do. Now, when you brace, what you're doing is you're engaging all 29 of your core muscles at the same time. When you do that, it gives you a built-in girdle or a weight belt, essentially, that you can switch on anytime you need it. So if there's an activity that may bother your back, that you're worried may bother your back, try bracing while you do that thing, and it gives you some protection while you do it. Last one, flat back crunch. So fingers laced, elbows wide. And then you're going to pull knees to chest until there's no space here. And you're going to keep that flat back position, which I call it, the entire time you do the crunch. Then I'm going to leave this elbow down on the mat as I crunch forward, pause 1 second, and then lay flat. Then the other elbow on the mat, pause 1 second, and flat. And this one, almost certainly your low back will handle without severe pain, because low backs like to be rocked back like this. That's generally a good stretch position. And there you have it. Those are the 6 core movements. And let me know what you think.